Lee Dae-ho, a manager at Uedo, Seoul's Tower Sky, a 120-story complex of opulent twin towers, is a single father. He tells his daughter Hana that he would spend Christmas Eve in an amusement park, but he has to cancel because he needs to supervise the party's preparations. Attendees include South Korean lawmakers and VIPs in addition to the tenants of the Tower Sky complex and Mr. Jo, the project's owner and president. Despite the predicted severe winds and the malfunctioning water sprinklers of Riverview Tower, one of the two towers, Jo and Mr. Cha, the head of Tower Sky's safety section, decide to host the party. That evening, updrafts lead the two helicopters that are snowplowing close to the celebration to lose control. One helicopter's lights collide with the glass bridge that connects the two towers, and the second aircraft crashes into the 63rd floor of the Riverview Tower. Fuel leaks force the building to catch fire, and as people try to escape, chaos breaks out. A group of firefighters, including Sergeant Oh Byung-man and rookie fireman Lee Sun-woo, arrive at the site under the direction of Captain Kang Young-ki, who joined at the last minute despite being off duty. When the squad enters the building, they run into Dae-ho, who is running around looking for his daughter. He doesn't know that she is hiding inside the Chinese restaurant with other survivors, including Mr. Cha and Yoon-hee, Dae-ho's romantic interest. After finding the quickest route to the server room where the helicopter crashed, Dae-ho leads the firefighting squad there. Young-ki gives him a radio and an oxygen mask so he may go look for his daughter. They make it to the 63rd floor server room, but despite Young-ki's daring yet determined actions, they are unable to put out the fire. Jo chooses to turn on the firewalls in an effort to stop the fire from getting bigger, trapping Dae-ho, who at last got to see Hana and the other survivors, as well as a large number of other individuals inside the flaming floors. In an attempt to release them, the firefighters try to blow up the firewall that leads to the restaurant, but the walls collapse the entire floor. On Yoon-hee's advice, Dae-ho orders the imprisoned survivors to hop onto the gondola in an attempt to escape, but on the way down, an elderly couple dies, and Young-ki uses morphine to end the life of a gravely injured victim. The skybridge that connects the two towers is where Dae-ho's crew tries to flee to in order to reach the other tower, the City View Tower, but it collapses, killing Cha and narrowly saving Hana and Sun-woo. Then, when the fire's extreme heat warps the steel frame of the building and causes the Riverview Tower to buckle, Fire Commissioner Jang chooses to dismantle the tower to prevent it from tumbling over the other tower or the Yeongdeungpo district. He gives the order for everyone within and outside the complex to leave, and Young-ki releases the water tanks in the tower using Dae-ho's fingerprint access to slow down the tower's collapse. Then, Young-ki, Dae-ho, and pregnant woman Nam Ok use the freight elevator in free fall to swiftly reach the surface. They escape just in time to prevent the elevator from crashing into the basement, trapping Yeon-hee and Byung-man and slowly asphyxiating them. Dae-ho willingly returns to Tower Sky with Young-ki and his team in order to save the captive survivors. With the hope that the swift river will carry them directly towards the Han River before the tower collapses, they abandon the survivors on the storm drain and proceed to blow up the rainwater storage tanks. Sadly, Young-ki misplaces the detonator prior to arriving at the survivors. The gang is carried towards the river by the surging torrent that results from Young-ki manually setting off the explosives, giving up his own life in the process, just as the firefighters blow up the Riverview Tower. As the rescue crew hauls the survivors out of the ocean, Sun-woo and Byung-man give their fallen captain a salute. A white chocolate cake that was supposed to be delivered to Kang Young-ki appears in an empty display case at the now-closed bakery prior to the closing credits. The destroyed Riverview Tower has left a heavy layer of dust around the 63 building and the remnants of Tower Sky, which are currently made up of the single 120-story City View Tower, as seen in an overhead photograph.